Alright, so whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
It'd be nicer if they did have more aircraft out here. Alright. Hey everybody, welcome back to another shared cockpit. I'm here with Nick. Hey Nick, how you doing today?
Hi everyone. I'm good, how are you?
Good, good. We're here in Los Angeles. A very stormy, cloudy, foggy day in Los Angeles, and we're going to be heading up to Portland, Oregon. It's about an hour and a half flight. Should be pretty good. But we've left the crew briefing room here at Los Angeles. We're now on the aircraft, so we can get ourselves up, and we'll get started. So let's take a seat, and we can get going. So can we get the pre-flight, please?
Okay, parking brake.
Is set.
Flaps.
Are up.
Spoilers.
Retracted and disarmed.
Weather radar.
Off.
Ooh, predictive wind shear.
Off.
Engine masters 1 and 2.
Off.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Thrust levers.
Are in idle.
And gear.
Is down.
And the wipers.
Wipers are off.
Cockpit pre-flight complete.
Alright. If you want to start powering up, I'll do all the programming in the MCDU.
No problem.
Alright, so we're just bringing up the pad here. We'll get our flight plan in. As you can see, we're down here in Los Angeles. We're going to be flying up the coast to Portland, Oregon. It looks like we may get a little bit of weather on the way up as we go. We'll see what happens there. Just going to go pull up the flight plan. We'll get the fueling underway. Come down to here, over to fuel. Fuel for today's flight, 7745. We'll enter that in. And we'll get that process going. And we'll come down to the MCDU. So over to the initialization, we'll get the flight plan. And there we go. So KLAX to KPDX, Seattle is our alternate. Flight number is MetroAir 579er. Costing 25 and a cruising flight level of 38,000 feet today.
Sorry, this is clearance. I apologize.
Which is good. So 38984 is the tropo, so we'll change that. 38984, get that put in, and that is all set. So we'll go over to our weight and balance, and we'll start loading in all the information. We have 165 passengers today. So they are now boarding. Now getting aboard the aircraft. So we are using air controls. It is allowing us to do the shared cockpit. Works pretty well. There's a couple minor things, as always, that are not quite working properly, but other than that, it does a pretty good job at allowing us to do this. I'm just going to grab the current weather and KPDX. So it's IFR conditions in Portland. VFR here, but we've got some fairly low cloud. Current barrel is 2986, so I'm just going to dial that in as we sit here. 2986. And the current forecast, winds are calm, 10-mile visibility. Few at 2,500, few at 5,000, scattered at 11,000, scattered at 16,000. 9 degrees here in Los Angeles. And we'll see if that changes at all. We'll come down here now to our flight plan. and we'll start entering all that information in. So we are currently at Los Angeles International Airport, and we are going to be departing on runway 25 right. And we will be using the Lady J4 departure. And transition. We're going to Castro, CSTRO. So we'll insert that. And for our arrival, we're going to be landing on runway 10 right. We'll just check the winds. 115 at or 150 at 5, so that works. So it'll be runway 10 right, the ILS. We're coming in on the Timbers 2 arrival. There we go. And let me just check my charts. Scapo is where we'll switch over to the approach, and we are entering in on Gallo. All right, so
okay, that's all completed. I'm going to go for the walk around.
All right, so that is all set. So there is our departure and arrival entered in, so we can do our check over here on the plan. We'll turn our lights up. It is kind of gloomy in here. Dial back. Everything else is turned up. So we'll go to plan mode out to 40. You can see the route. We're going to be taking off westward on runway 25, and we're going to make the right turn up along the coast past Malibu and up. We'll go to our flight plan, and we'll just squeak through it. Shouldn't be any disconnects. Oh, we got one there. So we will clear out the let's try this again. Clear out the disconnect. There's our connection. Keep heading up north. There's our entry into the arrival. And it looks good.
Okay, I'm back. No problems.
Alright, so we're going to be coming up along the edge of the airfield to the southwest, up and past. We're then going to go on to vectors around to Scapo, where we'll pick up the ILS in. So everything is
cargo 105 heavy, Imperial Terminal
section there.
Bravo. Information Delta, request flight level 3204, Tokyo Narita.
See how we're doing with the loading of the aircraft.
Cargo 105, heavy LA clearance to clear through the Romeo Juliet Alpha Alpha Airport via the summer 2 departure.
Right, so we're not too bad. So everything is loaded in. People are still getting settled in the back though. So we have a center gravity of 24.9 and our zero will wait 59.
Transition, as filed, plan the other 5,000. And check
my flight plan. Zero fuel weight 59.6 is correct, so we can go back to our initialization page. We'll go to page 2 and enter that in. So 59.6 and our center of gravity of 24.9. That is entered in. Block fuel for today's trip is 7.7 tons of fuel. And our headwind component, or trip wind component, is a headwind of 44. So we're going to be facing a little bit of a push. So put that in. There we go. We got 33 minutes of extra fuel on board. We should have slightly under 2 tons when we arrive. And our alternate Seattle, it's not that far, so we're pretty good there. Alright, so that is all good and entered. Flight plan is in. So if I bring up my little calculator sheet for trim settings, 24.9 was our center of gravity, so it's 0.8 up in the trim is what we'll need as we go through. So it's going to be a flaps 1 takeoff and 0.8 up in the trim. I'll enter that in. Be a toga takeoff. Transition altitudes are good. Reduction engine at altitudes are good. So that is going to give us a V1 of 134, a VR of 135, and a V2 of 139. So that is now all entered in. All right. So, if you're ready, we can brief our departure and takeoff.
26 Bravo. We have information Delta clearance.
All right. So, looking at the airport chart itself, that will be.
Yeah, we have some maintenance issues right now with that. They're trying to fix, but just thought I'd call you instead.
KLAX chart 10-9 dated 29 October 21. We're sitting here at B53 on the Terminal 5. We're going to push back facing south. We'll then taxi out of Charlie 9 down to Bravo. We'll take Bravo all the way to the end, holding at Bravo 1 for 25 right. On departure, we are on the Lady J4, which is chart 10-3F, dated 29 November 19.
Yep.
We'll be taking off on the runway 25, as you can see down here at the south. We'll be flying out to Docker. Then we're going to carry on from Docker out to Evos, then McGee, then turning north, Malibu, Lady, Rugby, and we're going to head off, and we are going off on Castro. Just reading the initial climb notes for 25 right. Climb heading 251 to 640 feet, then climb direct to cross Docker at or below 3,000, then on track 252 to cross Evos at or below 5,000, then on track 252 to cross McGee, on track 319 to cross Malibu at or above 7,000, then on track 351 to cross Lady J at 8,000. So you can see we've got no speed restrictions, but we do have altitude restrictions as we go out. So our initial altitude we have to be below is 3,000, then 5,000, and then it's above 7,000, and then at 8,000 for Lady.
Yep.
So given the distances, we should be okay with that. We may be vectored, but if not, we'll fly the departure. And everything else is good. From Lady J on transition, maintain 8,000, expect filed altitude 5 minutes after departure. So once we're at 8,000, we'll maintain that until cleared higher. And that is good. And from there, from Castro, we're en route up to Portland. As you can see, we're just traveling up the coast, just inland of the mountain range there.
Yep.
All right, so that is all looking good. Boarding is still going. It should be done anytime now.
Okay.
We're on your time now.
Oh, boarding is now all done.
Left on the Alpha and hold for golf. Welcome to board our flight.
Taxi 55 Heavy, taxi left on Alpha, hold short of golf.
So IFR clearance, we'll take it as given.
Hold short of golf.
IRSs have aligned. We've reviewed the flight plan. EFIS aids are set.
Monitor tower 120.95.
We've done takeoff briefing, and can you squawk 2,000, please? That's the standard North America
Unit is 4 heavy Los Angeles ground.
IFR generic code.
West.
Okay, that's in.
Alright.
LA ground, FedEx 3118 heavy, ready push off.
Jetway is being removed, and
Go ahead, flight deck.
tug is coming in to turn.
Altitude. If I said everybody
And
heavy,
fueling is complete.
altitude now, or once you're able, then push back through to your discretion. Maybe we'll push back and
Alright, let's do the pre-start
FedEx
checklist.
3118 heavy, runway 25
Okay,
right.
AP Master
Is
UPS 2901. Wait for a FedEx 767
APU
behind you, and then
is
25 right.
started.
Tail east.
MCDU rates.
MCDU weights are entered.
UPS 2901. Say wait for the FedEx.
MCDU takeoff performance.
We have a V1 of 134, VR of 135, and a V2 of 139.
Ground, good morning. It's American 1499, spot 1.
Right,
Charlie
okay, yeah.
10 alleyway for taxi with information Delta.
Okay.
American 499 Los Angeles ground. Runway 25 right, taxi
Free
Bravo.
speed, so APU
25
bleed,
right, via Bravo, American
AP bleeds
1499.
are on.
seatbelt signs.
Seatbelt signs are on.
External power.
It's disconnected.
My ground, 591, top of the alley, Charlie 8, taxi with Delta.
Packs
Runway
are
591 Los Angeles ground. Runway 25 right, taxi via Bravo.
Free start.
Bravo to 25 right, Spirit Wings 591.
all right. Are you ready for pushback?
For heavy, ready for
Yep, I'm
ready.
ready.
For heavy, for
All right.
Charlie,
So
through the
let's
ramp.
run the
Charlie,
pushback
through the
checks.
ramp.
Okay, windows and
55
doors.
heavy,
are
monitor
closed.
tower 12095.
Secured.
Big door.
12095.
Is closed and locked.
Fuel pumps.
Fuel pumps are on.
Beacon.
Is on.
Steering pin.
Is inserted.
Transponder.
97 Los Angeles ground. Runway 24 left. Push back onto Delta. Tail
TCAS.
west.
Is in standby.
The clock.
Delta 25 Alpha. Proceed via Echo and hold short of Delta 8.
Clock is running.
Hold short of Delta 8.
Right, parking brake.
Cockpit to ground.
All right.
Go ahead, flight deck. We are ready for
American
pushback and
499
engine
Charlie
start.
8 follow Spirit.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Park brakes released.
Parking brakes released. Pushing back.
325, we're coming out of the alley with
Push is
Charlie.
started. Just waiting for them to tell us we're clear of the equipment. Oh, there's an aircraft beside us.
Heavy information Delta ICC push and start. Connie 362 heavy Los Angeles
You
ground.
are
Runway
clear
25
behind,
right.
and you
Push
can
back
start your
right.
engines
All right, we're
at
cleared
your
to start.
discretion.
Can you start engine 1, then engine 2, please?
Starting engine
Last
1.
325 Los Angeles ground. Runway 24 left. Taxi via Charlie, November in the north route.
Alright, Charlie, November north route, runway 24 left, left to 325.
Alaska 325 correct. Let's keep you here. The 25 right, follow American on Bravo. The second one, the American.
Alright, 25 right behind the American, Alaska 325.
Please take a few moments to now locate one of the several emergency exits on this aircraft.
JetBlue 2836, beam gate 59, short Charlie 8, ready taxi.
We need to evacuate the aircraft. There is lighting on the floor that will guide
Delta 897, when you're ready to taxi, contact the north ground on 121.65.
mask will drop in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen,
Delta 25
hold the mask
Alpha, short of
forward.
Delta 8, monitor ground
Place the runway over your nose and
121.65.
mouth. Secure the elastic band behind
Short
your
on
head.
Delta
Tighten
8
the
and
strap
0.65.
to
Alright, Delta.
Although the
Yes,
bag
over.
is not
Pushback complete. Set
oxygen
parking
is
brakes,
flowing
please.
to the mask.
Push is complete. Parking brakes are
Parking brakes
set.
set. Roger. Okay, the tow bar is disconnected and the
2836,
equipment
runway
is
25
clear.
right, taxi Charlie
Thanks, you
Bravo.
can disconnect and go to answer. Thanks. Have a good flight. See you later.
In the event that the pilot decides to take us for a swim, a test
Run American 24 spot 1 for clearance on Charlie.
or between the armrests. When instructed to do so,
American
open the
2431
plastic
Los Angeles
pouch
round.
and remove the vest.
Runway
Look over your head.
25 right, push
Not
back on the side,
distract
no
your
left.
waist and
Alright,
buckle up
pushback
your
tug is cleared on the left side.
American 499 now at Golf, pass by the heavy FedEx 76.
With your life vest,
Alrighty, Golf will pass behind the FedEx 76, American 1499.
American 499 night correction. Keep going, and FedEx go behind you.
Alright, FedEx is leaving behind us, American 1499.
Alaska 325 at Golf, pass behind heavy FedEx.
At Golf behind FedEx, Alaska 325.
Freeway 591, monitor tower 2095.
2095, yes.
Okay, 77 heavy Los Angeles ground. They'll push back approved tail west across the alley.
Is prohibited by law. All of this information can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you. Please read it
LA
and let
ground,
the cabin
JetBlue
member know
59
if you have
at
any
Bravo
questions.
1, requesting to push out of Bravo 1.
Again, we hope you enjoy your flight.
JetBlue 59, Los Angeles ground. You need to push first. Push back your discretion. Hold short of Bravo. When you're ready to go, hold short of Bravo.
Push at discretion, hold short of Bravo. At discretion, JetBlue 59.
Delivery, good
Alright,
day.
that looks
Cargo
like two good
105
starts.
heavy.
Do a good start.
Nippon Cargo 105 heavy, Los Angeles ground.
Nippon Cargo 105 heavy, Imperial Terminal Spot Bravo.
APU bleed.
Level 3204 Tokyo, Narita, West Delta.
Bleeds off, APU is off.
Nippon Cargo
Anti-ice.
105 heavy. Contact clearance now, they're open 120.35.
Not required.
Yeah, we're on to
Okay, push back and start up.
Cargo
Get this
105
complete.
heavy.
Alright.
Early ground, this is American Story.
Can you give me the before takeoff, or sorry, the before
47
taxi
Los
check?
Angeles ground, proceed Charlie, Charlie, send to the ramp.
Auto brake.
Charlie, send to the ramp,
Max.
American 47 Alpha.
Spoilers.
Armed,
Flaps.
flap set,
Lap
config 1.
325, monitor tower
What's that?
2095.
Anti-ice.
Not required.
329, 2836, monitor tower 2095.
First tower, 2836. First tower, left 325.
Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Diablo 59,
Forward.
holding short of Bravo,
Full
ready for
back.
detail.
Neutral.
59 Roger, it's going to be a few minutes.
Full left rudder.
Roger, Diablo
Full right
59,
rudder.
standing by.
Neutral. Alright, flight control check is complete.
Ground, FedEx 1742, heavy with you on Alpha.
Pitch trim
We're going in
is
Alpha 2.
0.
FedEx 1742 heavy, Los Angeles ground, Alpha, hold short of Golf.
Alpha, we'll hold
Set.
for Golf. FedEx 1742 heavy.
Rudder trim.
Is indicating 0 and
Thanks,
0
airport information, Echo now,
And
current
steering
wind call,
pin.
altimeter
has
2987.
been removed.
Full taxi checklist complete.
Alright, we are good to go. So let's do the taxi checks.
Nose light.
Taxi
GPS 2901 here.
Runway turn off lights.
on.
GPS 2901, runway
Stripes
25
are
right,
off.
taxi, Alpha, hold short of Golf.
Parking brake.
Alpha, hold short of Golf. GPS
Is
2901.
released.
And
Cabin
takeoff
is
config.
ready for takeoff.
Takeoff config is done, and cabin has
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
checked in and are ready to go.
Okay,
Yeah,
clear left
77 heavy,
side.
proceed Charlie to Charlie 4.
Or clear right, I'm clear left. Yep.
Clear right. Sorry.
Right. So I'm going to taxi down here. Charlie 9.
Charlie 9's in front, isn't it?
Yeah, it's directly ahead, and then it's Bravo on the other side of the entrance here. If you look to your right as we come around, I saw it when we were pushing back. There's an American Airlines parked over there. I'm not sure if you see him.
Yep, I see that. There was a Alaska behind us as well.
Oh, cool. Alright, so here is
It's Charlie 9, this is Bravo.
there's a aircraft lining up. Another 380 model.
That's 150 Los Angeles ground, taxi via Charlie, Charlie 7 to the ramp. Yeah, UPS 2901, monitor tower 2095.
Try to get us onto the center line here.
.com 164 Los Angeles ground, runway 25
So standard
right,
procedure
taxi via
at
Alpha, hold short of Golf.
almost all American airports is you always taxi down to the last entry point on the runway. They very rarely will do an intersection takeoff. So if they tell you to taxi to 25 right, you automatically go right to the first entry point, and Bravo 1 in this case.
Are you using the new
2431, runway 25 right.
I have nothing to use it with. If I had my old joystick, it would have had the twist stick on it. But I don't have a power tiller. I just use the rudder pedals.
FedEx 3118 Heavy, ready to taxi with Echo. FedEx 3118 Heavy, runway 25 right. 10 miles per minute.
It's kind of what I'm used to for
Heavy, no rush, but how long do you expect
aircraft
to be
anyway,
ready?
so.
They're probably,
And then in the new year, I've got to go look at the memory prices.
tow truck's done. Okay, thank you. FedEx 3118 Heavy,
doing
left
that
onto
upgrade.
Alpha. Runway 25 right, taxi left on Alpha, and hold short of Golf. 25 right, left on Alpha, short of Golf, FedEx 3118 Heavy.
Alright, so there's Bravo 2. This is Foxtrot. Which is not actually listed as an entry point for the runway, it's a crossing point.
I'm sorry, Doc, I'm looking for your out of signal from sorry, okay. Full short of Alpha, thank you. 164, monitor ground on 121, monitor tower 12095. FedEx 3118 Heavy, short of Golf, monitor tower 12095. Short of Golf, monitor 12095 FedEx.
So the approach path looks clear.
Yep, clear traffic.
You can see the clearance again for 868.
Alright, parking brake is set, so can we get the before takeoff
full length,
checks?
line up and wait.
Cabin crew.
Notified.
External lights.
On.
Those all lights.
Takeoff.
Anti-ice.
Not required.
Packs.
On.
TCAS.
TARA, tilt above.
Weather radar.
On. We
Predictive
know
wind
it's
shear.
and on. We know weather radar is
Sir,
NS, but that's
868
fine.
RNAV to Docker, runway
Weather mode
24,
Is
runway 25
WX
right,
plus
cleared for
T.
takeoff.
Takeoff
RNAV
mode.
Docker, 25 right.
No blue.
American
takeoff
1268
checks
Heavy,
complete.
Lawson at Star, runway
So,
25 right, full length, line up
Glide
and wait.
path is still clear.
Line up and wait, 25 right,
Take
American
position
1268
now.
Heavy.
Runway 25. Right. Usually have simultaneous takeoffs and landings. It'll be using 2-5 left for landings. Then if you go up to 2-4 on the north side, it'd be 2-4 left for takeoffs, 2-4 right for landings.
Nice.
It can be a very busy place. All right, you ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right, engines to 40%. Engine stable. Brakes are released.
American 1268 Heavy, RNAV to Docker, runway 25 right, cleared
Takeoff
for
power is
takeoff.
set.
RNAV Docker, clear for takeoff, 25 right, American
Mantoga SRS runway enabled.
2476 Heavy, hold short of
100 knots.
Short of runway 25 right at Lima.
Runway 25 right to Lima, number 34.
For 647,
V1.
runway 25 right, line up and wait,
Rotate.
parking way turbulence, traffic draw downfield.
Line point 25 right, nearly 47.
For 868, contact SoCal departure.
Positive rate. Gear up.
Gear up.
Ground spoilers are disarmed.
Delta 304 Heavy, Lawson at Tower, wind 350 at 3, runway 24 right, clear 2 lanes.
Level left 24 right, Delta 304 heavy.
throttles to
Los Angeles approach, maintain 250 knots, expect an ILS or
have to
visual
look
approach
at that to get it right. Nosing down for acceleration.
426, you're 8 from Kobe, turn right heading 220, maintain 3,000 feet established, cleared ILS
AP1
4 Rudder bridge.
If you on set.
078-348, heavy turn left heading 310, descend and maintain 2,000.
Leveling 3,000 on our good straight.
499-12, depart Seal Beach heading 320, vectors to final.
Flaps up.
Flaps up.
722, head of approach 125.39.
752. Okay. Expect an ILS runway 25 left, reduce speed now to 210 knots left.
She might hold us at 3,000 until we pass, as it was below. So technically we are below. It's very calm water out there.
Like a mirror.
Wait, it's go through.
So Malibu should be above 7,000 at Malibu. So we're gonna have to she doesn't want to climb up. Manually. All right, can I get the after takeoff checklist, please?
Yeah.
Retracted.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Spoilers.
Are disarmed.
Thrust.
Level 11,000.
Climb mode.
Autopilot.
Engaged.
Nose all lights.
Off.
Runway turn-off lights.
Off.
After takeoff checklist complete.
Good morning. Expect approach 24 right. If you got room on the south side, I'll try to get you down there. I'll let you know.
Right, so lesson learned. She does not like to climb through multiple altitude restrictions. She seems to descend through them okay.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to step climb through them. So we're going to be 1,000 feet short, but that's fine. So we're just going to go through the bottom, or tops of these clouds as we come back over the coast. Should be at 8,000 feet by Lady J.
Yeah, there's a bit of terrain there, isn't there?
Let's watch right. Shouldn't get any icing here. 8 degrees. There we go.
3634, FedEx Surfer.
And we're looking good, and we are cleared to our flight level 38,000.
set?
Yeah, let's just do a managed climb. There we go. So coming up for 10,000 feet.
3445 Los Angeles, Los Angeles, altimeter 296.
Let's do the climb checklist.
Okay, Barrow.
Barrel, we're cleared through transitions, so going to standard.
Standard set, anti-ice.
Off.
EFIS.
Constraints are off.
Weather radar.
On.
Landing lights.
Off and retracted.
Wing lights.
S3230
Are off.
Los Angeles, altimeter 296.
And seatbelt signs.
Are off.
Climb checklist complete.
3634, contact LA Center
Hopefully she'll stay calm
126.52.
at the cloud tops, so we don't have to turn the seatbelt sign back on again.
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move about the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when you use the use of unexpected movements.
Okay, passing 12,200 down.
Checked. Aircraft heading south off to our 9 o'clock. Saw him through a break in the clouds. It's quite far out though. So do you think they're going to do the TCAS release before the end of the year?
South 5777,
I'm
Los Angeles
hoping.
Center, time maintain, follow
Nice.
230.
It'll be nice to see it come back.
No, that and the weather radar,
At 2604, contact SoCal approach.
terrain radar. I don't know how they're progressing on
Yeah.
that.
I haven't seen any work on that at all, or any mention of it. We've obviously got the MCDU on the tablet as well coming up soon.
Altimeter 2986.
Sorry, what was that? My Discord just crashed. Let's see if I can get Nick reconnected here.
We are indeed.
Okay.
I lost me for a second.
Yeah, my Discord crashed.
Alright.
Sorry, you were saying something about the tablet?
2375,
Yes, the
contact
MCDU
SoCal
on the
approach.
tablet
128.75.
with the printer function. That's
Ah, yes.
obviously coming soon. I did a sneaky test of it
South
last week,
5777, clear Santa Catalina.
and it works very well.
So you can get a physical copy on your desk.
Physical copy on my desk, that would need some tweaking, but I also had an old 7-inch tablet lying around,
Okay.
which all you need is Chrome on it, Google Chrome, because you're basically opening up a web page for it to work, flawless.
Interesting. So how does that connect? You just hook it into...
There's a in the aircraft folder. There's a what they call server setup button.
Yeah.
So at the moment you click on that and you type in the address that it gives you into your tablet, into Google, into Chrome, and it just brings up the MCDU.
Oh, so it's doing it through the internet, not part of a LAN
Yeah.
or something. Okay. little
I
bit
think
of...
they were saying that all of these displays, all of the displays in the cockpit are actually web-based.
Born in Los Angeles, United States.
Oh.
But eventually, I reckon you'll be able to pop out all of them. So,
Well, that'll help for guys that are making their own cockpits and stuff.
absolutely.
Alright, so since we're in the days between Christmas and New Year's,
South 2143, Los Angeles Center, Los Angeles
when
altimeter
we're doing this flight,
2986.
I have no idea when this is going to go up on the channel. Let's put a little bit of music in the background.
Yep.
As we're cruising along. So we're still on the departure. We're heading up towards Bakersfield. It's all looking good. Alright, so as we climb up to cruise, I'll grab some images
Show 5777
of outside
Center
on
126.52.
what's turning out to be a very lovely flight here. So for everybody watching, we'll meet up with you again as we start getting ready to brief for the descent. Well, we're about 160 miles out from top of descent, so it's time to take a look at what we're doing arrival and approach-wise. So I'll just bring up our current position on the map. There we go. You see we're coming up along the coast here, heading, we're into southern Oregon. We're just about passing to southern Oregon. And we're heading straight into the entry point into the arrival. And as I said, we're doing the Timber 2 arrival. So Timber 2 arrival, that's Portland chart 10-2 Delta, dated 24 January 20.
Yep.
So we're going to be entering in on Gallo, which is in fact our next waypoint. And as we can see here, we're going to carry on flying in towards Moxie. Moxie, we want to be at 24,000. I'm going to put the ring in just so we know when to start our descent. We're going to try doing a managed descent, see if the aircraft will fly all these restrictions down. So from Moxie, we then head up to the portal, and we have to be 270 knots, and in between flight level 240 and 11,000. It'll probably put us somewhere in the center for that one. Timbers is the next one at 270 knots and above 11,000. Then it's advanced 250 knots between 15,000 and 11,000. And flower, full, sail, micro, brewer, pub. Sensing a theme there. And then from pub we go vectors, and at that point we're going to vector ourselves around onto the ILS. We're going to come in for Scapel, so it's the ILS localizer runway 10 right, chart 11-2 to October 20. So we'll be coming in from the south. We're going to do a right-hand turn, curve around towards Scapel, 4,000 feet, and then we'll be inbound descending down to 2,000 feet by
Copy.
Powell's,
Level 3,
which would give us the intercept point for the
771, climb and maintain for level 220,
glide slope,
22,000.
standard 3-degree glide
220,
slope.
South 771.
Missed approach is climb to 1100, then right turn climbing to 5,000, outbound to BTG VOR radial 160 to 17.7 miles out and hold, which is at Mules, which is fine, and climb up to 5,000 feet at the hold. We will put in the BTG VOR as VOR1 just as a reference, so we can get that 160-degree outbound if required.
Okay.
Looking at doing a Cat 3 approach. Current weather is marginal VFR. It's been in and out of IFR. So currently winds are 130 at 6 knots, 6 miles visibility. There's slight snow. Few clouds at 500 feet, overcast 1,700 feet. It's -1, and altimeter is 2981. We'll do another check on that when we get closer. That may update, although this one is only, well, it's a little bit dated. It's just over an hour old. So we will get another update. So snow in the area, low clouds. And we do have some hills in the area as well, so we got to watch that. So that is the planned arrival. And once we get to the airport, we'll be landing on 10 right. Terminal is going to be off to our left, so it'll be a left-hand turn. Probably looking somewhere around Bravo 4, Bravo 5 for the exit.
Yep.
They're both high speeds, and then we'll taxi into the terminal. And we'll be heading to gate Charlie 9.
Charlie 9, got it.
And that is the plan for our approach, arrival, and landing. Alright, so we're 120 miles from top of descent. I won't pop in the landing info yet until we see if there's going to be another update to the weather. Should be soon. But everything else is good. Just looking to watch for the restrictions due to the terrain.
Direct red bluff.
Go from there and see the hills and the mountains out here. It's a rather tall one off to our left. And then you'll have the Rockies coming in on your right, so very mountainous terrain at the moment. Alright, so we'll be back when it's time to begin our descent. Alright, we're about 35 miles out from top of descent, so we're going to enter in the information. I have the latest METAR here. So, QNH currently is 2982. Temperature of 0 degrees. Winds are 120 at 5. I'll get that plugged in. Transition altitude, of course, North America standard. Well, actually, I don't know about Mexico, but Canada and US, 18,000 feet. And clouds. Clouds are scattered at 500, overcast 1,200. Looks like we're going to have clouds almost all the way down, and given the uncertainty of where the cloud bases are, we're going to do a Cat 3. So we're going to type no into the radio altimeter, which is going to set us up for a auto land if required. If we have the runway in sight, we can always back out and go to manual as we normally would. So still a little bit bumpy. You can see the mountains here. We've been over for a while, and we're going to start our descent. So we're going to try to descend down via the arrival. We do have constraints all the way, so we're going to let the aircraft try to handle that, both speed and altitude. So what we do for that is we go in and we look at the lowest point on the star that we're going to have a constraint for, and that is at micro, and it should be 5,000 feet. And if we come in and take a look, as we are coming in here, we should see in the flight plan,
1274, go ahead.
there's micro 5,000 feet. We will have to watch it because it wants, you can see here at Brew, it's saying flight level 380. That's obviously incorrect. But all the rest of them seem to be okay if we keep going back up. See us climbing all the way up to where we are. So we're going to let it do that. So Nick's going to put 5,000 feet in for our altitude that we're going to head for. So when we start our managed descent, that is going to be our target altitude. And we'll monitor as we hit these points to make sure we're at correct speed and crossing altitudes. Should be at. So I think we can run the descent checklist now.
Okay, so MCDU landing perf.
MCDU landing perf is entered and is set with a VLS, or V up of 128 and a VLS of 126.
TCAS.
TCAS is set below.
Approach briefing.
Approach briefing is completed. We did that a little while ago.
Nav aids.
Nav aids, yes. We're going to set the battleground VOR. So we'll come over here to the radio nav page. That is 116.6. We'll punch that in, and then for the missed approach, it talked about flying a course of 160 from that VOR, so we're going to push that in as well, and if we need to, that will be our missed approach heading as we run through that sequence if required. Alright, and that's the, I believe that's the only nav aid we're going to need. Correct.
Anti-ice?
We'll watch the temperatures. We may put it on when we get closer to the clouds, but at the moment it's not required.
Okay, EFIS.
Constraints are set.
Okay, then we're down to seatbelts.
Alright. Seatbelts will set once we are heading down.
Should be any second.
Actually,
now.
we should be setting it now. It is pretty bumpy out.
Yeah. Okay, I'll put the seatbelts on.
Okay, seatbelts are on. Alright, so let's start a managed descent.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
Thrust idle, descent, and out is in magenta, so
hopefully she picked up that constraint.
Flight level 240, which is correct. Oh, very bouncy.
Yes, it is. I'm expecting some turbulence all the way down.
Open center 134.55.
13455, Cathay 884, good day.
2710, fighting 320.
320, reach Delta.
I'm going to let the aircraft handle the speeds as well, since we do have a couple different restrictions, 270, 250. We'll see how the aircraft handles it.
Region 2710, clear direct Klamath Falls.
Yeah, keep an eye on it because I got, it says flight level 110 in magenta now.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if that's just because it's the next one or what it is, so I'm just going to keep an eye on that. To be fair, that is the floor altitude for quite a little bit after Moxie, so that may be why it's done that. Some beautiful views out. Sun is shining. Get some good wing flex there as we hit the turbulence. Of course, being winter time, this isn't heat-driven turbulence. It's all mechanical.
41 radar service terminated.
The wind's coming across the mountains and bouncing us around.
Point 41 with you.
The wind's coming from just to the right of the nose at the moment. So we're doing good. I think we may be a few minutes ahead of schedule, which is nice.
One last day. Wanted to let you know that we're going to be arriving for level 1 ahead of schedule.
D67 open center, climb and
Just
maintain
told
for
the
level
passengers
210.
we're slightly ahead of schedule.
210, Oscar 860.
Let's see if that maintains for the rest of the flight. It's 30,000 feet.
And Air 16 radar contact base, I'm clear direct to Burgle. Air 16 climb and maintain for level 390. Air 134.97.
134.97, good day.
$26.5.
climb and
18
maintain for level
miles
340.
from Moxie.
340 left, gate 67. I'll put 5 or 36 on request as well.
Gate 67 climb and maintain for level 350.
350 left, gate 67.
Just keeping an eye on that vertical speed. She's heading for 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll level off.
Coming out of it now. Alright, so we're gonna have to manually do it. That's a shame.
Radar service terminated. Switch to air and
We can try it again after Moxie to
Upper
see,
607, you too.
because it was in there, wasn't it? They just seem to have lost it.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's still not really implemented, so. $7.5 miles to go. speed reduction's working anyway.
Yep.
I'm gonna try 5,000 again and manage. We'll see where it takes us.
Okay. So I've got flight level 070 in
contact Seattle
Magenta.
125.8.
Yeah, it's not. It should be sticking at 11,000 until we get to Vance. So
Stick out to 11.
yeah.
For departure, Bladder 661 Liam Fox, try to come up on 2,000, climbing 3,000.
Father 661 Lima Foxtrot, contact approach 124.35.
Do you want to change the barrow?
Uh, 2982 is set.
Okay, passing flight level 212. Now.
Check. Through 19,000. So we'll hold 11,000 to Vance.
Yep.
Cloud cover's not looking too bad.
Yet.
Yeah. It's still pretty bumpy. $16,000. right. So everything is looking good. So after timbers, we should see another speed restriction down to 250.
Yep.
It's pretty frosty down there on the ground. Estimated arrival, 25 minutes. And altitude hold
11,000.
and speed is starting to reduce to 250. So given that we have had light snow and stuff in the area, we'll go to anti-ice when we start our descent down after Vance.
Okay.
And we'll leave it on until
Quadrant
we're
2438,
down.
1,300, climbing 7,000.
President 2438, Portland departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 15,000.
15,000, rise 2438.
So looking at the charts, we can see Portland's a town on a river. So it'll be interesting to see if we can see that coming in.
We have begun our final descent into Oregon. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin.
Well, those clouds ahead look like they're pretty close to the ground, if not on it.
Tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat center.
Very low.
Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Sounds like the cabin is getting secured for landing. Nine miles to Vance.
President 2438, turn right circle mini.
DX 110.5 is confirmed final approach course of 103 degrees is correct. Turn on the VOR1. You just turned on 2, there's nothing tuned into it.
Oh, sorry, I was, what was that, missed approach one, or did we not put that in?
VOR1.
Oh, okay.
It's located well, pretty much due north of the airfield. It's 160 degrees. $5,000 is the missed approach altitude. All right.
There's Vance.
Yep. So let's try it. See if we can get her down to 5,000 feet this time.
5,000 in blue, so I'm going to go for 8,000.
It's not picking them up.
No.
So might as well split the difference on those next couple. So there's 10,000 feet.
Okay, so below 10,000. Barrow.
Barrow is set.
2982 set. Seatbelts.
On.
Landing lights.
On.
Wing lights.
On. And
Descent checklist complete.
landing systems are online now as well.
Okay.
So it's 8,000 flower, 8,000 fuller, 7,000 sail, 5,000 micro.
Yep.
Looks like we're going to be heading into that cloud mass in front of us.
Yeah. You going to be controlling flaps or me?
I will, just because of the inconsistencies.
No problem.
I'll call it out and just make sure I'm
Yep.
speed set. So the micro's at 210. Okay.
I haven't got an auto brake set. Have you selected or not?
Have not done that yet. I'm just waiting to make the turn here at Flower.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw the anti-ice on now.
Yeah, it's not looking nice.
No, definitely not. Yeah, definitely got some low-lying cloud out there as well as the CV or cumulus stuff. The hills on the other side between us and the Pacific coast. Hills on your side. Looks like we're into a valley here.
Yep.
Alright, there's the turn. So auto brakes are set, spoilers are armed.
Yep. Passing flower 8,000 and stick to flower, stick to 8,000 by full and then down to 7,000 by sail.
Yeah, that works.
Yep.
So the airport is about our 2 o'clock now.
Yep, I've got an ILS, i.e. India Juliet, Mike Juliet.
That is the opposite ILS we're picking up.
Right.
The one we want is India Papa Delta X-ray.
Approach Alaska 544, 5,700, sending 5,000.
Alaska 544, Portland approach, descend and maintain 3,000.
544, maintain 3,000.
Okay, 7,000 is set and 0.5 nautical miles to go. And descend.
Okay, descend. So after sail, we should see the speed start to come back to 210. Speaking of which, activating approach phase.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Might as well take us right to 5,000 now.
Oh yeah. 5,000 set, thrust idle, descent. And IPDX has just popped up, so...
check. So after pub, we're going to want a manual heading of 305 degrees.
A little bit of speed brake to get to 5,000.
That's 544 hitting 190.
Yeah. $800 to go.
Alaska 544, from turn left heading 130, maintain 3,000 to south clockwise, cleared ILS, and 10 right approach.
That's 544, 130, 3,000, cleared ILS, 10 right.
Let me know when you want 4,000.
Yep, will do. It'll be after pub.
544, contact tower, good day.
That's 544, 12376.
Just keeping an eye. We're going to be flying towards some hills. It's 305 degrees. And descend to 4,000.
4,000.
Why returning?
I have no idea. What have you done?
I did nothing. Things are flicking in and out.
Oops.
See the speed changing?
No, my speed's okay.
It's flashing between selected but with the managed indicator still on, and it's doing weird things. But that's fine at the moment.
Okay, I have managed speed heading 305.
Yeah.
Radio altimeter is alive.
I heard that.
2,500.
Turning in.
$2,500.
Landing systems are up.
2,500.
Yep,
2,500.
Send us to
3,000.
3,000, please. Or 2,000.
2,000.
Localizer mode.
Lock star.
From 0 left, full length, line up and wait till 960.
2,500. $2,500.
Constraint coming up. 3,100 at Heron.
2,500.
Yep.
Glide slope came along. Is now being picked up.
Foxtrot, report heading 1-010. In the left turn, 010, one-way Foxtrot. Roger, report when you're established, please.
Glide slope moving, approach mode is armed. Autopilot 2 engaged.
Wind 1205, wind 10 left, so takeoff.
And everything just came off.
One-way Foxtrot, 0 or 10.
Doesn't like it.
Foxtrot, contact departure, call. Our departure.
Cat 3 single.
Here we go.
Oh, it's off again. Alright, 10 miles out. Flaps 1. Glide slope's captured. Flaps 2.
$2,500.
Gear down.
Delta 964, contact departure, call.
Delta 964, good day.
Alright, we're established on the LS, established on the glide slope.
Confirmed.
So much for being ahead of schedule. We're now going to arrive right on time. 7 miles out, flaps 3.
Tower United, 1693,
Connect 1693, Portland Tower, 10 left, clear takeoff.
there's takeoff on your left, United,
6 miles out, flaps full. Landing checklist, please.
EFIS.
Set.
Terrain.
And up.
Gear.
Down 3 green.
Exterior lights.
All.
Nose oil lights.
Takeoff.
Auto brakes.
Low.
Spoilers.
Armed.
Flaps.
Landing.
Landing memo.
No blue.
1,000.
Landing checklist complete.
Cabin is notified. No visual.
No visual.
$400.
I have the lights.
300. 200. 200. 100. 100 above. 50. 40. 30.
1693, contact departure, call.
Switch to departure United, 1693.
Retard.
Aircraft on rollout.
Reverse green, spoilers.
2438, Portland Tower, running 10 right, clear.
70 knots.
10 right,
Person is disengaged. Auto brake manual.
Okay, Bravo 4. Just
Gentlemen, welcome to
Charlie
Oregon.
9
The
should be
local
just
time
in
is
front of you.
2:49 p.m. and it's currently about 32 degrees Fahrenheit. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead
We're off a
bin
little
as
early.
it is
That's
shifted
fine.
during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us. If you're making a connection, we encourage you to check your itinerary to ensure a smooth continuation of your journey.
Going to C9, which will be 2, 3, 4. This one coming up. Right here. Let's get a point I can see. There we go. I think that's where we go. Alright, parking brakes are engaged. Alright, shutter down.
Yep, AP is available.
Yeah, external power is not available.
Flight 2443, wheels up 1622.
Okay, 1622.
Flight 2639, yeah.
Alright.
Flight 2639, expect 10 left.
It's all off. Off. And we are parked. Excellent. Nice flight.
Yeah, like that.
That went very well. Well, here we are in foggy, snowy Portland, Oregon. Hope you all enjoyed the flight. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.
4158, runway 10 left, taxi via Tango, Kilo, cross runway 21.
10 left, Tango, Kilo, cross runway